Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, welcome to How to Play, a series focused on teaching you the basics and the not so basics of modern gaming. I'm Donnie, the How To Gamer, and today we're going to be morphballing our way into Metroid Dread. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to jump right into the most basic of basics, the controls. So, you're going to press Y to fire, B to jump, X is your melee, also used as a counter, your ZL while moving is a slide. You're going to press the L button, and that's going to give you a free aim. You're going to use L in conjunction with the L stick to move around. And then you press the R button to switch to missiles. Let me come over here so you can see a little better. If you look at the end of the arm cannon when I press the R button, you see it change. Now you can use that along with the free aim, so you can free aim missiles as well. To go along with the jump button, you do have a wall jump, so you can wall jump. Super easy to do. Just jump at the wall, press B again when you hit the wall. The counter and melee, we're going to go into a little more in depth later. Countering is very important in this game. It's going to allow you to one-hit kill any enemy, basically, that at least gives you that flash warning before it comes charging at you. But in some cases, it's the only way to kill certain enemies. It is also used in a lot of boss battles too, and when that happens, that is a very good window opportunity to gain an upper hand. So that really covers it with controls. There are other things that are going to collect throughout the game that you're going to learn how to do. But that stuff, I don't want to spoil it for you. I want to just cover the basic, right off the bat stuff, just so you kind of get the hang of it before you go into it. So, one of the things that I will tell you is if you're familiar with the Metroid game, you always get a charge beam, and that one is just like this, pressing the Y button, except you're going to hold it down and then release. I'm at the very beginning of the game right now for this video, so I do not have that ability, but that's just an example of some of the things that you're going to run into. Alright everybody, now that we got that out of the way, let's take a look at the map. So you're going to access the map menu by pressing the plus button, and immediately you're greeted with a large amount of icons, and also you have a few options on what you can do with the map. First, I just kind of want to take a look at some of these icons. You can see that immediately you're started off on where your location is. You have various icons such as a save station, the map station, we have a missile tank expansion there, and then also ones that it shows but they come up as a question mark, meaning you have not gotten to it yet, so you don't know what it is. Now what's really important about these icons, and something that's going to really come in handy for you, is you have this option to highlight. So we'll zoom in here and you can see the icon for the power beam doors, which are just standard doors that you shoot with your arm cannon and they open. So we're going to highlight this. As you can see, it immediately kind of faded the screen, put a yellow block around the outside of it. So let's zoom out, and now we can see every power beam door has now been highlighted. So this comes in handy because you can check out and look for doors that you've not been through yet. You also have the option to place a marker. So let's say we see over here, not been through this charge door. So we're going to go ahead and press A, and we're going to place a marker. Now you can place 6 markers. I have 5 remaining. I already have 1 placed. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to grab a marker. And we're going to place it here at this door, because this door is not one I've been to yet. And as we can see, it leads to a new area. So this was handy, especially if you get stuck, which is going to happen a lot. And I mean a lot. So get used to that. Take a look at the map. Anytime you get lost, step back, pull up your map, and just take some time to look over it. You're going to find something eventually. And that's where this comes in handy. Now I can just mark it, and there we go. And as you can see, if we look up here at my map, in the top right corner, you have a red triangle towards the bottom right corner, and we have that blue triangle around the bottom left corner. They're kind of hard to see. That's our waypoints that I've placed. The red one I already had placed, but we see the blue one that I had just placed. Going back into the map screen, we're now going to go ahead and we're going to press the L button. What this does, this brings us to your mission log. And this is things that you've done so far. What's nice about this, anytime that you've interacted with Adam and he's spoken to you, you can come back in here, say you're stuck again and you need to kind of maybe get some information. You can come back in here, press A, and it'll replay the conversation for you. Super handy. Now also here in the mission log, you can press the ZR button and go over to tutorials. In this, anything that the game has taught you so far, say you might have forgotten how to do something, you can come back in here and check it out. So let's say you forgot about how to melee. And there you go. And every time that you learn a new tactic or piece of information that is considered a tutorial, it'll come here to this section. We're going to press R, go back over to the map, and R again. So on this screen, this is your Samus information screen. This is going to fill in throughout the course of the game. More boxes are going to pop up that have different abilities. More upgrades for each ability will appear in the boxes, and you will be able to switch between them. So as you can see, your beam box looks like it has an area for what looks like 3 beams, maybe more. So you're going to be able to pick between those beams and use which one you want. Missile obviously looks like it has room for another one. And these can also grow too. So this screen, like I said, you're going to be able to switch between each of these different things as you go along through the game. Alright, so for this section we're going to cover the melee or the counter of Samus's. So I'm leaving that in. I'm not taking that out. That's staying. The counter is staying. So I kind of cleared this area out a little bit. I have one particular enemy I kind of want to demonstrate this with because I think it's a good example. So we're going to run over here real quick. And again, to counter, you're going to press the X button. Now, there is, and you've learned this by this point in the game, this is still very early, but by this point, you've already learned how to counter. You learn that immediately, almost. So, when you have that opportunity to counter or parry, you're going to press the X button when you see a flash off the enemy. Now, You press the X button, you counter. However, you want to follow it up. And you're going to follow it up by hitting Y button, of course, to shoot. And what this does is you now have a one-hit kill. Any normal enemy, anything that's not a boss, when you counter and hit, it's gone. It wipes it out. So this is a very, very useful maneuver to get down. So we're going to hop over this platform, and we're going to get swooped on, and you'll see what we mean. Well, if I can get him to come down here. Yep. There we go. One hit. Press the X to hit him with the melee. Y, shot him. One hit kill. Nice thing about this is you are going to get a lot of extra health and missiles when you kill an enemy with a counter. Let's go up here real quick. See if we can maybe find somebody else to do another one. Yeah, here we go. So watch this one. One hit. Super easy. You can counter an enemy. However, it is very difficult to do. And something, I don't know if it does this on every enemy. However, the one that I am currently dealing with now, the timing in which you need to do your counter is different every time it catches you. It adjusts just slightly different. So you'll notice on sometimes, like the one I'm fighting now, to give you an example, their little face mask is what I'll refer to it, that kind of covers their core in their head. One time it'll catch me, and it'll do that flash well after it's opened up and exposed the core in its head. Other times it'll actually flash right before it opens. So again, I'm not sure if it's like that with every Emmy. I did not catch it until this recent one. So, but that's something to keep in mind. Also, the window to counter, it does the same thing. You get that flash. However, your window to counter is much, much smaller when you're battling an enemy, or when you're caught by an enemy, I should say. So don't expect to get to where you're countering an enemy every single time it catches you. You will get to where you're doing it more often, but it's certainly something that is, you're not meant to be able to counter them every time. If you were meant to counter them every time, it takes away the dread of encountering them. So just keep that in mind. Another thing we want to take a look at real quick, and don't worry, this is a mini boss, but it's just a bug. It's literally just kind of one of the bugs that you're going to encounter that is just stronger, really, than some of the others. Many of your bosses, all of them really, and your mini bosses are going to have attack patterns. You're going to want to learn those patterns. That is the key to success with these bosses, and I am not doing very good right now. You get these patterns down, and you can see how this guy's kind of repeating his patterns. You get these down, and it's going to make life, well, I won't say a lot easier for Samus, but definitely a little easier for you. Getting these patterns, like I said, that's the key to success. Alright, so in this section I'm going to teach you how to not pull a Jaffe. And if you don't know what pulling a Jaffe is, I suggest looking that up because it's kind of humorous. So, Metroid Dread, being like an old school 2D action platformer, you're going to have a lot of those old 2D action platformer tropes. Those being hidden blocks and breakable walls. So sometimes you're going to have clues, like those divots that you saw. Sometimes you're not going to have clues. So, if you get stuck, I strongly suggest just bombing the crap out of everything. Uh, Bomb stuff, shoot stuff with missiles, shoot walls with the arm cannon. If you got the charge blaster, use that. Definitely experiment. Now, one nice thing is, now these blocks right here, they're going to break with just whatever I shoot them with. But some of the blocks, ones, let's say, that are, say, speed booster blocks, where you have to have the speed booster run at full speed into them and then they break. Well, you might not know that that's what they are because they look like normal blocks at first. So with a lot of them, and unfortunately I can't really demonstrate that right here because whatever I shoot any of these with, it's just going to destroy it. But some of those you can actually shoot with a missile, and it'll take that outer layer off of them, so you can actually see what kind of block it is, and you'll know what you need to do. So experiment, experiment, experiment for sure. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now, just kind of some basic old school game tips. Farming. So let's say you are getting low on energy, you are low on missiles, and you're needing stuff. So there are areas where, say, like there's like I'll just call it like a kind of like a molehill in the ground in the game, and a bug type enemy will crawl out. There's about five of them, and they'll just kind of keep crawling out. There's another one where there's a hole, and like this, one of the flying enemies comes flying out of it and flies to another hole and just follows the same path. You can farm those, yes. However, there's no counter involved. So you shoot one, you get like one thing, maybe, and you're going to be there for a while. So what I am going to show you is what you want to do, in my opinion, best way to farm is to find an enemy you can counter. That's going to give you, they'll give you a bunch of stuff right there. And that they'll respawn after so long. And right here in this area, this is a good spot to show you because it's kind of a loop. Another one. Sorry, this guy's a pain to get to. There we go. Another one. Let's come down here. Run back through. And they're back. Now, here's the thing. You might be thinking, well, why not just go back through this door? And then come back through. As you see, didn't respawn yet. Even if I go out this door, go back, still hasn't respawned. So if you have a spot where you can do a little loop like that, that you can just, by the time you get back to that starting point, everything's respawned again. So definitely use this tip. I've used it quite a bit. Get good with that counter. That's going to save your butt. And being able to farm, knowing how to farm properly and efficiently, is going to save you time. All right, so here we are at the end of the video, and we are going to cover the part that I wanted to share with you that is kind of a spoiler, but it's something that it's, kind of tricky to get down. So, I had a little bit of issues with it. Thought maybe, others might too. So I figured it was worth showing. So the upgrade that you're going to get is your speed booster. Along with the speed booster, it has a secondary function, which is called a shine spark. So we're going to cover both of those. Speed booster is very easy. Basically, as you're running, you press the L button, the L stick. You see Samus kind of lights up. Looks like she's got kind of a jet booster thing going. And then it's going to fully charge, and she'll kind of just take off running even harder. That's what you need in order to clear, certain blocks that you're going to need to get through, certain walls. However, that's not the tricky part, obviously. The tricky part is going to be the shine spark. So let me show you, first of all, what it looks like when she's fully charged. So we need to kind of have enough runway. So we're going to shoot the door there, and we're going to take off running, and we're going to press the L stick in when we start running. Now she's fully charged. You see it right there. It's kind of a quick. Of course, I ran into a wall, but you can see where she illuminated fully and took off at a harder sprint. That's what you need to get through walls, the breakable walls. So the Shine Spark, that moment where she illuminated and started to take off in that harder sprint, you're going to press down on your left stick, and then that's going to activate the Shine Spark. From there, you can kind of get situated in a different position if you need to. You're going to press the B button, and then you have about a second, maybe a second and a half, to push the left control stick in a direction that you want to go to. And then she's going to basically, I activated the save spot. She is going to take off like a rocket in that area. So let's go ahead and give that a try. So, doors closed. We got enough runway here. Down. Now you can see B. And then I pressed, diagonal left, and that was the way she shot off. Do it again. This time I'll just go straight up. Down, B, up. There you go. That is going to get you through those blocks that you can bust through with the speed booster. So if you have some that are like way ahead of you or out of range, this is generally how you get to them. This move will go very far. You can go quite a distance when you've activated the Shine Spark. Let's go ahead and do one more again. And again, you're going to run, press the L stick in. At full charge, press down. Then you press B to activate the Shine Spark. And then any direction that you want to shoot off in. Down, B, left. And that's that. That is how you activate your Shine Spark. That is a move that you are going to want to get down, get good with, especially if you're going to be somebody that's going to be going for 100% completion. This move is crucial to getting some of your missile upgrades, your energy tank upgrades, and stuff like that. So, with that being said, enjoy. And that brings us to the end of this episode of How to Play. Thank you all again, everyone, for joining me. I really do appreciate you all checking out the videos. There's going to be more content coming, a lot more How to Play videos. I apologize for this one taking so long. I did end up getting my second COVID vaccine and got pretty sick from that, so that put a delay on getting this video out there. Guys, again, if you appreciate what I'm doing, if you're enjoying it, please make sure you hit that like button. It really does help out with the YouTube algorithm, which I'm sure all of you know all about that by now. So, guys, again, gals, everybody else, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, get out there and put a smile on someone's face.